How's it going, everybody? Broke Boy Tactical here, and thank you for subscribing to my channel, all 33 of y'all. I really appreciate it. And with that being said, you're probably wondering why I'm wearing sunglasses at 3 in the morning. My daughter wakes up around this time every night. This is usually when I get her back to bed, the time I like to make my videos, and I want to make a discussion on EDC and snobbery. And also, this also touches, and I'm going to do a little pocket dump for you guys too, and show you guys what I carry every day. So let's get into this real quick. I'm finding it really hard to keep this video under 20 minutes. Yeah. So if I talk fast, that's why. So snobs. This is mainly geared towards my beginners. Odds are you're here because you went to a forum. If you're getting into EDC, you either scrolled across it on Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, whatever have you, and you saw this beautiful, gorgeous EDC setup, and you're like, I gotta have one. That's probably why you're here. Which is fine. That's how we all got into it. But you need to know that if you join that forum and you start posting your stuff, just know that no matter what you post, you're going to get snobs. And let's go over the snobs in the EDC community real quick because they're everywhere. Poor snobs. Poor snobs and rich snobs are the two worst offenders, in my opinion, more so than any other snobs. The poor snob will shame anybody that spends more than $50 on a knife, spends more than $20 on a flashlight, more than $15 on a wallet, more than $20 on a pair of sunglasses. Even if the guy's rich, he will tell you you're fucking retarded for spending anything or buying a super steel or anything like that. He will justify his bad or cheap purchases by shitting on you. And any snob, let's get this out of the way, a snob is anybody who thinks that they know better than you and goes out of their way to make you feel bad about your decisions, okay? Just ignore all these people. Ignore them all. This is a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. Carry as much or as little or whatever you want, all right? So, rich snobs, they're not nearly as bad. They're not. They'll say something cheeky like, if you start bitching about your $20 knife breaking, rich snobs are going to be the first guy to tell you, well, you bought a shit knife. What'd you expect? And they're right. You know, there's some great budget gear to be out here, but there's a reason why a lot of stuff costs more. Maybe country of origin, super steels, handle materials, pocket clips, whatever have you. Whatever's on your knife that's making it expensive, there's a reason for it. Some of it's branding, some of it's country of origin, but a lot of it has to do with function too. So, rich guys will come on here and they will look at a guy with let's say he has like the Toyota Corolla of EDC, Streamlight MicroStream USB, $30 flashlight. He'll have a $50 Civivi Elementum. He'll have like a $10 basic wallet. He'll have some basic sunglasses and a cheapy watch. And the rich guys will come on here and tell him that everything he's carrying, other than the Civivi, because nobody shits on Civivi, they'll be like, oh, I love the Elementum. That's kind of a backhanded compliment. They're not like, I love your knife and I hate everything else. That's pretty much what they're saying. And you'll have people who are bold and be like, everything in China is crap. So just ignore those guys, dude. As long as you got your stuff from a reputable company, even if it's Chinese made or less expensive, as long as it's made of a good steel and it's got good materials and it's got decent quality control, you probably did okay. Okay, so just ignore these guys. Stick within your budget and get the best stuff you can for your money, or don't. Do whatever you want. Snobs are just dicks. All my stuff is premium, but that's because I chose it to be. I don't pretend that there isn't good stuff to be had out there for $1. I love Civivi. Love Civivi. Honestly, they're some of the best folders, not even just for the money, just some of the best folders you can buy. Great money, especially for liner locks. Pfft, awesome. So there are those snobs. And then there's the country of origin snob. Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, I said it. Dude, these guys are the worst. In America, if it's made in America, it's the best because we make the best, which is true. But everything made in America is the best because it was made in America. And everything not made in America, even if it's made of a super steel and good stuff, it's budget. It's crap. It's inferior. Even if it costs more, it's inferior. Italian, not lion steel, and I could have a Benchmade or Spyderco. It's just like, things like that. It's just like, what? And they're the worst offenders about this too. Everything from China sucks. It's China-made bullshit. China. Fucking China. Dude, you're limiting yourself. And honestly, I'm a right-winger, like, for the most part. I carry firearms. I do all that shit. And I love to support my country. Most of my shit's made in America. But that's because I wanted to support my economy. And that's why. I didn't do it out of some bigoted ideology that America's the best and anything not from America isn't the best. That is dumb. It's bigoted, on borderline racist, and yeah, I will say it's borderline racist. What you're really saying is that only Americans have good enough hands and motor skills to make knives, and everybody else that's not in America is some shaky fucking retard that doesn't know how to make a knife. That is so really what you're saying, and it shows. I don't care how much you know about steel and branding and all that shit. It just shows that your lack of knowledge about knives. It shows your ignorance. It shows your ass, bro. It's one thing to choose to have everything made in America because you're patriotic, but it's another thing to shit on somebody with like a Lion Steel or a Boker or a Falkneven because it's not American. That's fucking dumb. By the way, all of which I wish are amazing knives. Okay, and also all of these guys are guilty of this too. There's always a Victorinox in their collection, and they like to pretend that's not American. But anyway. Country of origin snobs are really American-made snobs. I've never heard anybody go, only Japanese knives are the best. Only Chinese knives are the best. Only Italian knives. These are Americans. Okay? And it's just a fact. And I'm American. I'm from Texas. So just take it for what it is. So there's those snobs. Then you're going to have the minimalist snob. It doesn't matter if he has nice gear or poor gear. The minimalist snob is going to tell you you're a fucking moron for even carrying a pocket knife. All you need is a multi-tool and a flashlight, and even then, you really don't even need that. They'll even go so far as to make posts of a pair of sunglasses, car keys, and a wallet. It's fine. If that's your EDC, it's kind of boring, but to say other people are stupid for carrying a pocket knife, or carrying more than one pocket knife, or carrying two fixed blades of pocket knife and a multi-tool, which is what I do, to say that I'm stupid or anybody else is stupid, you're being a snob. There's logic to what you're saying. It's one thing to say, I really feel like this is all you need for EDC and everything else is extra. That's an opinion, okay? And you're not making fun of anybody and you're not telling anybody they're wrong. But to say that, to go on somebody's post and say, wow, you must have big pockets. Okay. You're also not the first person to say that to me. You're not that funny. Or anybody else, And, yeah, there's that guy, the minimalist. He'll just tell you you're dumb for not carrying the bare minimum. And then there's the guy, the steel snob. Jesus Christ. Steel snob and the made in America guy are usually the same guy. They're usually the same guy. Never have this problem with my brothers from the UK or in Europe or anything like that. I mean, yeah, they love super steels and they do acknowledge their benefits, but they don't pretend like everything that isn't a super steel is crap. Okay? Steel snobs are gonna shit on you. It doesn't matter how well put together your EDC is. Let's say they won't even shit on you for being poor. They'll say something like this: the Elementum guy, he'll have a Civivi Elementum, and instead of D2, he'll have the D2 version, and they'll have that nice little budget setup, the Streamlight, the cheap wallet, and everything. And somebody will be like, "Great budget setup, absolutely wonderful. Should have gotten the S35VN version though. Why? Why should he have? Why?" Maybe he didn't want to drop the extra $35 on the S35VN version. Maybe it wasn't available. You do realize D2 is a very good tool steel. Just because it's budget doesn't mean it's not good. It's just inexpensive to produce. Steel snobs don't get this. They think that, since 20CV's out now, S35VN is totally inferior and it's not good anymore. It's not good. It's not good. S30V is not good anymore. Shit. I mean, they're going to tell you that anything that isn't the latest and greatest super steel isn't the best. And these people, they're like electronic snobs. They're the guys that go out and buy a big screen TV and within 8 months have to go out and sell that TV and buy a new one because there's some little upgrade on the internals or whatever have you. There's always something new and better coming out. That doesn't mean what you have or what you can afford isn't good. So don't listen. All my steels are super steels. Other than my Leatherman, I have all Crucible CPM super steels. But that was a choice. I don't pretend that D2, Sandvik 14C28N, Nitro V, 1095 high carbon steel, hell, even 8CR13 MOV or Oz 8 have a place in this world if they're made correctly. The only problem with these less expensive steels is that companies that like to cut corners usually use these steels because they're not exotic and they're very inexpensive to make. Doesn't mean they're not good. It just means that they're readily available. Most companies can find them. And it doesn't cost a lot of money to make them. It doesn't make them bad knives. That's a common misconception. The price tag on your knife does not mean it's good or better than anything else, okay? So steel snobs, just ignore them. As long as you have a proprietary knife steel, I do recommend you stay away from 8CR, 420, and any gas station knives. I do recommend it because you don't have to sacrifice blade steel for price anymore. You should be getting minimum of D2, but that's just an opinion. I'm not going to shit on you if you have an 8CR13 MOV knife. I'm not going to do that. That's snobbery, and it's stupid. If it works for you, I think it's wonderful. So don't listen to those dudes. They're fucking morons. So those are really the snobs that you're going to run into, okay? You're never going to run into a guy who tells you carry too little. I've never ran into a situation, honestly. People who like to carry lots of stuff, even the rich snobs, really appreciate somebody who can get something minimalist put together that makes a lot of sense. It's well-rounded. Even if it's not the nicest stuff, the more sense your EDC makes, everybody tends to applaud you for that. So that's not a problem. But just keep that in mind. And if you're going to go on these forums, don't go out and make purchases that you don't need just to impress these fucking people, just to take pictures of. At the end of the day, you're going to be wearing your gear, and when you find out that these people don't really exist, they really don't. EDC guys are very rare who really care about EDC. You're very rarely going to be showing this off to anybody in public, so buy what makes you happy. Buy what looks good to you. Just make sure it's of some kind of quality. It would just be my recommendation to you. You want to get gas station knives? Fucking do it. I don't recommend it, but if it makes you happy, do it, okay? So with that being said, we're at 11 minutes. I want to show you guys my EDC. You're probably wondering why I'm wearing sunglasses inside. There was a point to all this. I put on all my gear because I am an extremist. I carry as much as I'm legally allowed to because I enjoy it. Guys, remember, this is a hobby. I think I already said this, but this is a hobby. You know, I'm not going to use, even if I just carried a pocket knife on me, I'm probably not going to use it. Most stuff is designed to be opened by hand today anyway. We don't really need knives for anything anymore. Unless you work with one, which I highly doubt you do, you don't need it. You just want it. You know, so carry as little or as much and of whatever you want. So with that being said, I'm going to show you guys my EDC. You can make fun of me down in the comments. I won't care. It's fine. I even think it's a bit excessive, but I enjoy it. And it works for me. So with that being said, let's get into it. Basic stuff. We can just wedding band. Boom. Sunglasses, these I do want to talk about. These are Madsen of America, made in America, and usually when you see made in America, you're going to pay for that price. These are $75, polarized, comfortable, dependable, unbreakable. These things are durable as fuck, and they have great wear resistance. The only thing that's wearing off is this painting on the inside of here where it said pistons. I've had these things for almost a year, and they have been destroyed, thrown on the ground, the concrete, for $75, made in America, polarized. I'll never buy Ray-Bans ever fucking again. I just won't. These are my new favorite brand of sunglasses, not even on a budget, just great sunglasses. Always wear a hat. I've got my Timex Expedition Scout 40. Let's go ahead and stand up here. First on the chopping block, I'm going to show you guys my multi-tool. This is a Leatherman Wave Plus. You've got your needle nose pliers, regular pliers, replaceable wire cutters. You have also got a plain edge knife, which this is my loaner knife. This is what I loan people when they ask me for a knife. It's a public knife. When people see this, they don't think of weapon, they think of tool. It's just much more acceptable. The knife that I like to use on here is the serrated blade. I'm not a huge fan of my nicer knives being serrated. They're harder to sharpen, but I can't deny having a serrated blade is useful for cutting cord or rope, or like a seatbelt if you're in any type of trouble, or something just more abrasive. A serrated knife is going to be good for that. You've got reversible Phillips and flathead screwdrivers in here, small ones for your glasses, regular sized ones for other tasks, scissors, pry bar. You've also got a combined bottle opener, can opener, and wire stripper in here. This is an excellent tool to keep on you. I mainly keep it for the tools and the serrated blade, but I like to have it on me every day, so I keep it on me every single day. And next up would be my flashlight. This is my Phoenix E28R. Max output of 1500 lumens. It's a bit cumbersome, but it has a low setting in eco mode of 30 lumens and a turbo mode of 1500 lumens. Let me go, I'm going to do this. Turn off the light here. 30 lumens, 150, 300, 800, 1500, And no matter what setting you're on, hold it down and you get that really nice strobe. And you got memory here, boom. Fits nicely in the pocket. It's never come on in my pocket. It doesn't have a tail switch, but in case you're worried about that, push that button twice. You're now locked up. Boom. Fits nice in the pocket, even though it's cumbersome. It's very comfortable. Since you can already see this is my SE Azula, an S35VN. It's this is the knife I pull out if I see another knife guy, and like I kind of want to be like, he asks for a knife, and I'm like, yeah, here you go. Fixed blades are great knives to hand people. SE's also got a lifetime warranty, so if he drops it or breaks it, I can just have it replaced. But this is my baby. This is a really great knife. I really honestly use this for self-defense applications. On days I don't feel like carrying my gun, I keep it here appendix carry, and I don't even mind wearing it open. And say I'm in a struggle with somebody and I'm trying to fight them off, I can just reach for my knife here. Nice little setup, like keeping it on me. Next up, great de-escalation tool. Even if you don't smoke, it's just a great tool to have on you anyway. Some way to make fire. I carry a Bic. They're great de-escalation tools, just great tools. It's always nice to be able to have fire. Carry a lighter on me every day. I also have a basic, cheapy, minimalist, Chinese $10 travel Lambo wallet. Fits my needs, nothing special. My pocket knife of choice is the Benchmade Mini Griptilian in CPM S30V. I think it's a fantastic pocket knife steel. Really, really good for the money. Super sharp. It's got a really fidget-friendly action here, which lends it. I like my EDC knives to be kind of fidget-friendly, not just task-oriented. So this is a nice little workhorse, and it's also fun to play with. It's got a good warranty. So that's my pocket knife. Next up would be my token right here. Everybody carries a token of some kind. It's usually a lot more flashy than a marble, but this has sentimental value to me. My wife and I were having a conversation about this the day before my daughter gave this to me, about how we used to collect marbles when we were kids and put them in treasure boxes and think they were treasure. So, and then my daughter, I guess, overheard it. She brought this to me as a treasure, and I just, I just carry it in my pocket every single day if I don't drop it on the floor. Keep it right here. It's just a nice little reminder of what I'm working for, what I'm fighting for, what I'm living for, and what's important. I like that token. It means a lot to me. And last up would be, is that the last? Yes, it is. Last up would be my belt knife. Yeah, I carry a belt knife. This is the Benchmade 200 Puko in CPM 3V. Great tool steel. Excellent blade length to handle length ratio. It's only a 3.75 inch blade, so it's not the most intimidating fixed blade to carry. It's also got this nice green here, so it's not very tactical looking, which seems to freak people out. The leather sheath is also, it just screams more of a work knife, but this could be used in some sort of self-defense application if you needed it to. I know it doesn't have a finger guard, but this neoprene handle here, that's not going anywhere, even if your hands are wet. I'm sorry, this is one of the most grippy, comfortable, ergonomic knives I've ever handled in my life, and I absolutely love it. So, is this overkill? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, it's overkill. It's way overkill. But once again, this is a hobby, guys. You do you. Ignore the snobs and have fun. Alright? Stay within your budget. Trust me, there's something that you can afford, something you can customize, and try to take it slow. Just do it one step at a time. If you really want to save up to get expensive gear, don't go to Blade HQ and all these websites and just buy a whole setup because it's what you can afford. Do it slowly if you want to. That's what I did. So that being said, I'm going to cut this off here. We're about my 20-minute mark for these rants. We're at 18 minutes, so we'll see you guys next time, and I really appreciate you. Thank you.